Okay, so right now we're going to work on the shirt. If you chose to do stripes, just going straight across for your shirt, you would literally just make a couple rows, change colors, make a couple rows, and keep going like that, and then stopping at the neck. Excuse me. Or I'm actually going to demonstrate for you right now how to do a diagonal stitch. So I'm going to go all the way up, and then I'm going to go diagonally across. You can also make a chevron, so a back and forth zigzag pattern with this as well. So let's zoom in and get started. So when you are doing this, you have to make sure, I'm actually going to take this out so we don't get confused, that you are decreasing how many you're going each time. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So again, I have to look and see what my last stitch was. So my last one was under, so I have to go over. And I'm going to go straight across, leaving my tail and pushing that down. Now I'm going to go back, going through all of them as you can see, pulling. Alright, so now when I do my next one, I'm going to stop right here. I'm not going all the way through. And now I'm going to come back. Notice that I skipped this string. And now when I come back, I'm going to skip this one. So I'm decreasing every time in order to make my diagonal pattern. Now I'm going to only go to here. Making sure I'm following my under-over pattern each time. My next one, I'm only going to go to right here. Back around. Now I'm only going to go to here. And then come back. And I could go back through here, but I'm actually going to stop right there. So if you notice, I've gone diagonally up. So now to do my other one, I have to do the same thing that I did for the belt. And I'm actually going to push these apart so that you guys can see. And notice I didn't pull these super tight. So I can do two different things here. I can either do the interlocking like I did, or the dovetail like I did right here, or I can do interlocking where I actually go through the other stitch. And I think I'm actually going to show you guys interlocking for this one. So, showing you two things at once. So I'm going to turn this off and switch colors. I'm going to use a really different color so you can see what I'm doing. But interlocking just means that you are making sure that you go through the last string. So I'm going to flip this around now. And so I'm going to actually increase now every time that I go. So I'm going to go, so this one I have to get, again, look at my pattern. So this last one was under. And so I have to go under, and then I'm actually going to interlock. So I'm going through this stitch. So yeah, under, and this one has to go over. And then I come back. Alright. Now I'm going to go over, under, and interlock with this one. And now I'm going to come back, following my same pattern. Following my same pattern and interlocking with this one. And I'm just going to continue this. And as you see guys now, I'm increasing. And again, interlocking with these two. Going through that loop that the other stitch created. And this might look kind of weird right now, but it'll look better once we push them all together. Pulling, this. And then my last stitch, or not stitch, but my last weave, when I come back across, make sure I go all the way across the top. Put this back. All the way across. So I can cap it off. Make sure you're only weaving with one. And then coming back. See how I went all the way across? Okay. Making sure you don't hourglass. Alright, so now when I squish these together, it's going to create a diagonal pattern. There we go. So if I wanted to keep doing this all the way across and actually come back to do a zigzag, I would again stop here. So I would decrease. Try to leave it loose enough that I can get another stitch or another weave in here. You can see how I'm just decreasing every time, going less and less, and so my last one I will only weave one. So if you have any other questions about this, just let me know. If you're doing this on your own, you can always come see me. Always ask a friend to see if they understand. You can do it both with the interlocking, like I showed you going through the last stitch to put them together, or you can do it dovetail like the belt was. But yeah, so also my last tip I'm going to tell you is to keep them loose like this until the very end when you do the other one, and then push them together, because otherwise you're just going to have to pull them back out. So, any other questions, just let me know. This is how you do a diagonal stitch.